And with that, welcome to the biggest update, Update 8 to Planet Coaster 2, including an overview of the brand new DLC, the TOYBOX DLC. We are going to approach this a little bit different today, guys. The reason for that is that I am building on something bigger and I just wasn't ready yet. So we're going to take this easy from over here and we're going to have a look. Disclaimer, I have some exclusive news for you guys. There will be a hotfix for this wonderful update coming soon. We don't have a dedicated date yet, but I'll talk you through because I in particular and also some other creators gave some huge feedback about Update 8, which is going to be fixed. We'll talk about that in a bit because you will be able to figure that out from today's showcase. We are also going to have a look at the brand new flat rides. Obviously, we are going to have a look at snow, as you can tell, and we're going to talk about the brand new coasters indeed. Now, what you can see on screen is a snowy landscape in my Black Forest park here in Germany. So it is a region that technically would have snow indeed, but you may be able to tell something. We are starting right away with the weather, and then we are going to continue with the TOYBOX pack, and then we're going to go into some other free update stuff just for you as a bit of a roadmap. Now, you can almost tell it is snowing, but there is something in particular really irritating about this, and you can see the pathway is not filling up with snow. That is not a bug, that is a feature. It's not a good feature. It's going to be fixed in the hot patch, which is going to be great. And the blue sky, as you can tell, there's really no way why there would be snow falling down from the sky, as you can tell. Just a couple clouds, but the snow is just magically falling down to us, is going to be fixed too. Some other things in here will be fixed as well. There are some glitches with the snow on the track, as you can tell over here. That's going to be fixed as well. Which is very important indeed. So there are a couple of things that need to be addressed. Now, where can you change the weather, you may ask yourself? Well, that is a good question. We're going to hit up the weather tab over here. This one looks a bit different now because you now have some indicators that do override certain things. Adverse weather incoming that may affect park operation. So we can go into windy and we can go into heavy rain first of all. So we turn over to heavy rain and you can tell the snow is slowly vanishing. You know, it's kind of a nice little approach. I really would love to see that being a little bit more quick in the change indeed. So with the heavy rain, I'm gonna just jump into the first person camera so you can see a bit better. Did not really change that much. So what they did change indeed, and I did try to catch it up, they reduced the amount of shadows casting from the sun, yet it is still too sunny in my opinion. There was nothing sad about that. I did mention that again, that we are missing out on some, stuff. I will hopefully remember to put some screenshots on screen of stuff that I've done with AI, and yes, you can hate me for AI, but for that particular reason, it was very helpful to showcase how I envision this should actually look like. That is for the snow and also for the rain. I actually, you know what, I'm just going to go over here and give myself a hint to put them on screen, so I'm not going to forget to include them. So these two were also images I sent over to Frontier. So you can really tell now that this looks a lot better. You know, I took some of the trailer shots and did change them up for, you know, better view of that. And then they also announced some other major changes to the storms in particular, which I'm going to show you too. So the snow is going to receive a major overhaul. The rain, I don't really know, as I said, but what also will receive an overhaul is the storms. So let's go over to the storms, which are thunderstorms. They are over here. They look actually not that bad. You can see the transition isn't the nicest. It is just kind of occurring. I wish they would have done a bit of a better transition. Yeah, so what you can tell about the thunderstorms, what I do like about them is they are actually heavy rain in my opinion, and I absolutely have no idea to always turn that on and just completely neglect heavy rain forever and always. But what you can also tell is there is a bit of a weird glow going on, and this is not meant to be like with this holy lighting. This is going to be changed, including turning the whole scene more hazy and more dark and, you know, very thunderstormy, if you will. I'm not sure if we are able to catch a lightning, because that is going to be changed as well. The lighting is going to be receive a wonderful overhaul too, to make the VFX a lot more realistic and nice looking. Let's see if we can catch one actually. I haven't actually caught one lately in here, so let's see if we can actually catch one. Let's have a look. Not really over here. You've seen something in the sky, which I think looks really cool, by the way, in the sky, in the clouds. That looks really cool. If there's like the glimmer behind the, where's the lighting coming? Hello? I don't know if it's in here. Yeah, but the VFX is going to be improved, so it's looking actually good. What they have done is also improve the wetness on certain surfaces. So you can see there's a lot more puddles and so on forming. I think it looks really beautiful, by the way. There was lighting. It looks really cool. Like, this for me is heavy rain. All the light changes and stuff looks super cool. Not gonna complain too much, because this is what I meant to have. I'm still kind of confused why they not went fully for the Planet Zoo weather. But what I like in particular is also that the lights in general turn on during thunderstorm, which is really cool indeed. And if you go in here, they managed to have this really cool, and therefore I just need to muffle my own music really quick. You get this kind of indoor vibe of thunderstorms. You know, you're indoors and you can hear the rain outdoors. I'm just gonna shut up for a second so you can take that in. And there you had it. You heard the thunder outside, and just like really get this feeling from indoors. When you go out, you get this sound effect again from the rain getting down. I really like that. Frontier's always been great at sound design, and this is no excuse. Now, getting back into the game, I'm gonna leave that at some storms, and as you have seen, the weather is impacting the rides. Now, I don't have that activated, so let's go into the menu, Sandbox settings, and there is a new setting in here where you can have a couple of things in. So first of all, there is some negative effects and stuff. I'm just gonna check where exactly that was. There you have the new weather settings. So, lighting effects, park, yes, temperature effect, pool, sunny on, windy on, rain on, thunderstorms on, snow effect on, weather effect on guest on. You can turn that on right now. You can turn on the sunburn. You can make the sunburn multiplier quite high. Apply the changes. Now, it'll take some time. So, while I'm going to leave that all running, so you can see the effect on the management also in this particular thing over here later on as well. I should also, you know what, just gonna go into the rides. Can I have breakdowns and stuff, guest moods, is all on. I think I did turn on everything to make sure that we have it. Power supply, right there you have it. The conditions, crime and security is not mandatory for this to see that. So I'm gonna leave that on, so we have seen that. But in the meantime, we can have a look at the brand new rides. I'm gonna start with the flat rides over here and some pieces. I've already built a little bit of a setup for you guys here. I'm not gonna go through all the pieces, because let me just quickly show you. The content pack over here is the TOYBOX set, and we have 468 pieces. Just absolutely bonkers. And I must admit, I was worried, but now having seen all the pieces in detail, and I'm doing something completely different with the set, so believe me, the video will be out tomorrow, so make sure to check the channel, please. I'm so proud of it. It's gonna be really cool. I would love to show you today, but it's just not ready, despite the fact I had some early access. But you know, sometimes it just takes time. We do have, as you can see over here, some really cool pieces, and I was fearing that these pieces were like just some other pieces. But what is really nice is that you have some really subtle differences in texture. So I'm just gonna put that one next to this one too. I'm gonna put that in red too as well. Park summary, yeah, that's fine. And then we also have some other kind of cool stuff like this one. I can scale that bigger. Some of them have some really cool scaling multipliers, by the way. So I have that one. So you can see some really cool differences in the textures that you can utilize for different builds. And specifically the wooden pieces. As you can see, the scaling is going down all the way, as you can see, to 20, which I don't know why it's not to 10, but it goes to 300. So they will come in super handy for wooden builds of any kind. This is a super nice wooden texture that you can absolutely utilize for all your wooden builds. It doesn't matter if it's necessarily if it's Western. And one thing I noticed is that they are somewhat shiny, as you can tell over here. So not super shiny, but somewhat shiny, which specifically indoors looks rather cool. And let me just show you, because we do go inside here. And then there we have it. And we are now inside. Let's give it a moment until the light is changing. I mean, it's a bit harder for the light to change because of the thunderstorm lighting effect in here affecting our overall view. But you can tell also that video sound is a bit too harsh. Now, what you can see over here, we'll get to that in a minute. But I was about to say, let's have a look at some wooden texture now. Oops, there we have that. So it has that, as you can see, it has that subtle shininess of some wooden ground. Very nice. And I was particularly not worried, but I'm not mega happy with all the wooden pieces we have in game yet. I'm going to show you real quick the exact differences. We already had some other pieces. For example, let's use that one and put that next to it so you can see the difference. Just like a little bit lower. And then let's take maybe that piece. And come on, so you have that one. So when you see them next to each other, they also have like, this one has a weird roughness. You can see the texture is not like super nice, but the quality of that one is a lot better, and it has that subtle shininess to it, which that one doesn't. And then the other in-game one, as you can see over here, it has a weird kind of fake shininess. So the quality of this one, specifically when it comes to how the light affects the piece, and I can also delete that so you can see the other one reacts in a different way. It's way more muffled or whatever. I particularly love the fact how the new wooden pieces look in this one. Now, from this set, we're going to talk about the set in a bit more, but we now have the new physics-based piece over here, and this one is a little bit fast right now, but if I go and say we are going to use the half oscillate, for example, that's a little bit, oh wait, I have the game on fast, I'm sorry, that was my mistake. Let's say there you can see that. It is actually, I was thinking it's not physics-based, but it is physics-based. Look at that wonderful wobbly effect over here. If we go to medium, you can see it's not really doing some weird stuff as well. It actually works fine. And if we go into medium reverse, you can see there's that little moment in which we slow reverse, and it just wobbles one more time. Static is just like hanging down ever so slightly. As you can see, it's not fully straight. It just has that weird wobble, which is super cool. And then it also have all these kind of oscillate things. They, as I said, they look really cool. And then you can also have that half chop, bloop, and then it goes down. And you can see that wobble on the other side real quick, a little bit, and then chip, it chops over. But we also have these new googly eyes that also, as you can tell with this piece over here, let's just bam that flashlight on it. This piece over here in particular, now, just wait a second, and it just goes down. Same goes for this one. It just has that little wobble here where it does go. And then this one is a bit of a hard one to tell, but it, chip, there you go. As soon as it actually fell over, it just kind of starts to have, and even if it moves faster, it is accurately, sometimes it has like a bit of a moment, but it is definitely physics-based and not like programmed or whatever, which I'm totally in love with. You can do all kind of shenanigans with these kind of things, and I was just checking that the thing over here, if they maybe have changed the lighting to the Jurassic World Evolution 3 lighting. I hope there was a bit of a nice little idea in it, but it's not, which is a bit of a pity. But here we go. So the set, as I said, has a bajillion kind of pieces, and now this is one of the new rides. We can actually test the ride if we want to, and this is the airdrop. It is, I thought it was going to be bigger, but I think I'm very happy about the fact it's not bigger. We can quickly jump in and then have a look at the guest perspective. There we have it. You can see that one. Looking in during this storm. Maybe not the best idea to go on a ride like that, but you get the idea. You know, you can also change the cabin you're sitting in, you can change the row you're sitting in, have a little look around, you know, that's that. Very nice ride, very nice friendly family ride. We're gonna all go over to the other one, which is going to be standing over here. I'm gonna put this in. And if we go into the customization, you can see again, you can set the ride sequence however you want. There's a lot of different kind of ways you can do this, and then just, you know, anti-clockwise. There are a lot of spins in here, which is pretty cool. It kind of creates like a very nice differentiation between the different types of animation you want to go for. What's also pretty cool, and I'm just gonna, while we have a look in the back of the ride, we can go into the toy box set again, and we're gonna have a look to our, there you can see, we have all these individual pieces of the persons. They will come in super handy because I know how many people like to do humans, and these ones come in scale, which also gives you a couple of items for that, which I think people will be very happy with because you can do some other kind of cool stuff with it, including putting these things to like platforms and so on. But way better than that is we get animatronics for the first time ever with the weird animatronic thingy below, which is very nice indeed. So we get these different ones in here, as you can tell. And again, you can change the different type of ambient they're doing, or raise hand, for example, or stop loop, you know, or static sit. So that is so cool. And then you can static point, and so kind of a couple of static options in here as well. Static arms up, or sleep loop, you know, that's also nice. Or you have the wave, for example, then the person just waves. And this one over here, the default loops through all the kind of things, which is kind of cool. And same goes for this dude over here. Obviously, they are flexicolor, but you can always set it to default. And they are now all freaking crazily scalable. You can even make them relatively small, which is super cool for some miniature versions of stuff you want to do. So going back to scaling, you can see it goes down to 50. I didn't think it may be possible, but it is now, which is really damn cool. You know, you can have them also scaled down. However, if I may add, oops, this is because we have the filter still on. The platforms, however, they can also be, as you can see. Wait, hold on, is that a bug? I thought they will be able to scale because I thought I had it for a brief second. Hold on. I think there was the option, but I think it's not. Okay, so they cannot be scaled, which is a pity, because I think people would love to have that one smaller. I thought I briefly saw that. I mean, you can check it in the video if it was in, or maybe just like a little bug, I don't know. I thought so, to say that they're not, but, you know, this is the new platform. We've already seen that one. And you can even see on the cursor, it does do physically accurate movements, which is kind of cool. It's kind of crazy, isn't it? But yeah, let's move over to the next flat ride we are having a little look on. Also, by the way, the UI, if you're just kind of worried it looks different, it's not. I'm just like having that one. We are going to have a look at the Wave Sim, which is this one indeed over here. We gotta make sure that they go on it. The other ones can be seen nicely. Let's have a look where we put that, to be honest. We also require some changing rooms, I assume. So, where do we put this? To be honest, I think the best shot would be to go, to go here. So let's have a look that I put it correctly somewhere over here. It doesn't matter, I just flatten the ground. Entrance here, exit there, and then just gonna connect this. Can I build path at the start? Oh my god, just hold on. Just gonna move that real quick. I'm sorry, that is sloppy from my side over here. But we can just adjust the path over here. Just connect that one, and then we give it a bit of a queue. Go just kind of in here. And what we're gonna quickly put in is a changing room, because that one is required as well. So let's have a look if they can have that one. So all wonderful. Wait, hold on. It's done, and then we're gonna open this up and see if people go on it. Actually, you know what happens if I do testing? Nothing really does happen if I do put it on testing. Or is that dude going to test? Oh no, wait, there's a test buddy on it. Oh boy, I didn't even see that one. I didn't test that, but that looks so funny. We even have like the swimming goggles on it, and like with the swimming cap. What's that? This is hilarious. Okay, well that is put effort in for something I didn't even mean to see anyway in this game. But yeah, so this is that. Lightning strike risk is at 3%. There's that new meaning in here. I'm wondering also if that one has a lightning strike 19%. Look at that. This is interesting indeed. What about the coaster? What risk is yours? 16%. Okay. Interesting. Very interesting indeed. So other rides may have a little bit less of a risk to be affected by the weather. But people will now be having a need to go more indoors and using these parasols and stuff to make sure that they, you know, that they have all the stuff they need and keep it dry. But if we do and put down a dryer now, this is why I left the game running for all the time. I'm gonna put these ones in. they should actually be frequented quite a bit now. Sync across body dryers. Okay, well, no, you don't want to do this, but they should become very very prominent, very much loved in a bit. As you can see, people using the dryers now a lot more often. And we also obviously, and you can see this is just so mega, it's just insane how much we have. If we go into the facilities, you will be also able to tell there are new heating thingies. So you can say, let's for example, put a heating lamp here. And what's kind of cool is that we have these kind of typical hanging thingies, and you can scale them. Thankfully, you can scale them smaller. And then there's a new heat map, which finally has a good meaning for its name. So you can see toilet, need, energy, energia, panic, souvenir, warmth is a one that is not affected at the moment because it is just a thunderstorm. But we have sunscreen and we have got dryness. And as you can see, people specifically in the queue over here become super dry. So their dryness need is obviously going up. So if I would turn the whole game back to snow now, also the people on that carousel over here seem to get wet quite a bit in the rain, so seemingly it's kind of realistic. So if you can see overall, we've got panic, energy, right height, right speed, Q, and G-force as always with step rolls, step brakes, but we also, as you will see in the environment, we do have now temperature, and now you can see there is kind of a meaningful information now that this is a warmer area. What's also pretty interesting is that trees and other things also generate a certain amount of warmth, as you can tell, which is double as weird why the pathway is not able to be covered in that first glance. But I really like the fact that also some trees over here cast some more warmth, you know, which is relatively realistic, and this will obviously affect the snow. So as soon as you put like a heat lamp into snow, we're going to do this in a bit, this will obviously change the way things look, and you can also unice the ice on lakes and in pools, which I'll show you in a bit as well. So this is kind of cool. You now have also shade, which is a new info as well, which is super cool. Now it gives you an information where you are going to find shade, which is interesting for high sun in summers, obviously, giving you a good idea where people will be able to find shade. And it is particularly important for you if you plan your areas and your queues and so on, put more parasols down and so on. And the last one is the thunderstorm risk, and as you can see here, there is some more risk on some of the rides, as you can tell, and this one is in particular a bit more red. Oh, this is actually almost violet, which let's have a look if that is oh, it's actually, look at that, it's growing, is it? What is that one? Scenery bonus 15% lighting. Okay, so yeah, they got different type of risk, as you can see, 4%. I assume the higher you build, the longer the thunderstorm goes, the more risky it becomes. Also, we now have people, I assume, on here. So yeah, they do queue, the first person goes down, and we are able to tell the next person is going to do some stuff here on the wave riding sim, which is kind of cool. So the person goes up here, and boom, there you go, do some surfing action, which is so cool, which is so damn cool. So there you go, and they do like all kind of different animations, which is really damn impressive. Like honestly, it's super cool. So there you go, woo! They just have a little happy there, and yeah, just super cool. What's going on with you guys? What's the problem? They're wet on ride, just got stuck here. To why? I think they just need to be dry. Or is it maybe... Oh, I guess it's because... Yeah, well, there's no pathway connecting anymore over here, so let's do that, and they should not have an issue anymore in a sec. But yeah, so this is the wave sim. We can also just speed forward, so you can see they're doing different types of animations. Now, this person is going to do some different stuff now. There you can see it's going to do a little roll, or not a roll, it's like a turn, or like a roulette kind of thing, and then doing some other stuff as well. Really big fan of it. This is such a cool ride we're definitely going to have in this park soon. Love that to bits. Now, I think we can turn off the rain. You've seen all the effects of it. Again, it'll also affect the way people have a tendency to buy certain goods. Now, with rain in summer, you'll have more cool stuff, and in winter, you're going to see that things are changing to more of a of a need for hot drinks and hot stuff, they get a bonus. I am not even aware if this is going to be showcased somewhere. Let's have a look. What we have got balloons over here, just a memento. I'm wondering if we're going to put down, let's quickly do that, and put down let's go to drinks. And then we're gonna go to, where's the Pipshot juice? No, Latte Love is something. Let's see if there's an indicator that this is now bonus because of the hot drink. Profits, auto hired, there is no real, is there real? Okay, I think you don't really get an info about that. Scenery bonus, scenery score, shop Rudi on. Okay, not really sure if there is. Also, you guys are going to be able to hear me in a bit. I'm going to show you as well where you will find me alongside some other creators, by the way. We're also going to have that. But here you get the idea. And what I do like about the weather is how nicely they realized that here with like no snow below. I mean, this shot over here looks, oh, that looks sick. That looks so good. That looks so freaking good, this update. I mean, just in fact having the weather. I don't want to be sounding too negative, you know, because the fact that they brought in weather after all the criticism, and also I particularly did a lot, is super cool. It's super, super nice. But again, I think it's worthy to mention that we should never stand still. And I gotta say, these pathways not being covered in snow just look so freaking awkward. But what I wanted to quickly show you is, if I take the heater and copy that one over, and put that in the snow. Let's put one here, and actually put one on the water. I'm not sure if that does anything to this water or if it's only for pools. And I put this, let's say, here, and we can also have like another one here, just like so. As you can see, they are starting to kind of create a radius of non-snow. Again, not sure if it does anything in the water. Where is it gone, by the way? Oh, there we have it. It seems to not unfreeze the water, which is interesting because it did unfreeze this area, which is interesting. I think there were some specific pool heaters, if I not remember correctly. Yeah, there's a pool heater, which you can't place in water. Okay, so it does not affect the water, which is there. Would have been fun. Would have been fun. Can you area heat it? I wonder if you could. Hold on. Is that a thing? If you put this smaller. Oh, you can't scale that one. Okay, so the area of effect will always be the same. So yeah, but that is a lot more realistic. I mean, it's quite a huge area of influence, not gonna lie. But I mean, management-wise, it's okay that it has that big of an influence area. Also, is that like small one over here? This one we were able to scale. So let's see if that one has a similar impact or less. I'm gonna place that one here. So it should ice this area. It has actually a similar, or if not bigger, impact area. That's kind of crazy. That's kind of crazy. Okay, but very interesting to see. You can play around and fiddle around with these things if you want to. But I think all of you guys, you want to see some coast direction now. So we're going to plop down the two blueprints of the new coasters. Let's have a look if we can place them here. And therefore go with a bit more of a normal weather. Let's put it to off and see that this works fine. And just go to coasters. And we are going to have the Vekoma. Oh, wait, hold. Vector. New gen suspended. There we have the equilibrium is the right we are talking about. There we go. Wait, hold on. Intersecting terrain. You're not going to say that again to me. There we place that one. Get rid of some trees. Trees of green. Red roses too. Alright, so this is the one. And we also do have another one that I'm going to build. It is the... what's it? E and F? Oh, wait, hold on. Enter. Is that the one we have? There we have it. It's F and N. I should have known that because that one is called Starfish. And it's basically a reminder of one of my favorite songs, which is Starfish and Coffee. I am a big fan of that song. Anyways, we're going to have a ride on the equilibrium as soon as we have seen it from the outside. So let's hit the test button. And then we're going to go all the way up while we hit the camera button. And we're going to say cinematic. And we're going to have a little look at this beauty of a coaster, which is, I'm gonna say it's really, really cool. And I'm not sure if today, but at least tomorrow on the weekend, I'm gonna have a wonderful layout build. This one is finished, so I'm gonna make a video about that one relatively sure. Maybe even today. Let's see if I can get the commentary in. I don't know, maybe I get, maybe not, maybe tomorrow. But it's better to keep an eye on the channel. It's gonna be good. So this is the coaster. It is the I was wrong actually in my overview video. I was pretty much confused by some of the stuff they said, because in the behind closed door thingies, they said it's based on one ride in the real world because there's only one. And so I thought they were referring to the kind of Jimmy Neutron one, but this is the SLC, I guess, or this is the STC, the Vekoma Nugent STC Suspended Thrill coaster. There you go, and not the other one, which also has kind of completely different tracks. So that was me being wrong over here. What is that song always being so nasty aggressive here? So now we jump in and go into Train 1 and have a little wonderful ride on that coaster. Gonna pause the music so we can hear a bit more from the sounds. Here goes that. Wonderful, very smooth coaster. Very new kind of... Actually, I do have that new Vekoma kind of feeling. I watched the two on-rides of the two. What's the other one? Hals über Kopf is the one. And, oh God, I forgot how the other one was called. Very cool rides, both of them. Very nice. I watched both of the POVs quite a lot of times for the coaster I built. So that's going to be interesting to see what you guys say about that one. I was pretty happy about my rides. And the final version of it, I'm very happy about this. It's not fully themed yet, but we'll get to that. And yeah, it's super cool. Here you can see the ride. Very nice. Very nice indeed. Ah, that's so cool. That is so cool. All right, so that has been done. And now let's go to the other coaster. And I mean, this one is very, very easy going, but it's a super cool kids ride, as you can tell. Not even the need for having a camera on here, because we can literally see the whole thing in one go. So there you have it. Very old kind of standard track. I was taught this is one of the very old rough rides they have. Like, it's also very worn down ride, as you can see from the texture of it. So that gives you also the feeling of it being a bit more of an older model. I'm a big fan, by the way, of the support structures that are auto-generated by the game. They look fantastic. So that is super cool. Very, very cool in my opinion. So we can also jump on that one real quick. Have a go on that one. It's not super crazy, but it gives you also that kind of ride feeling, which is very well done by Frontier. It's a bit more choppy than the Vekoma one, obviously. It's not as smooth, and it gets these little weird chops to the sides in the turns, as you can see here. Very nicely done, I must admit. It gives me that kind of kids coaster, older coaster vibes. Very good for fun fairs, very good for kind of budget parks, if you will. So that's something people have been asking about quite a lot as well. So very nice. And let me also show you, just so you have it. If we go into the track edit, we can just delete that one really quick. You'll be able to tell that we are having some different track types. So here we have got these two with a bigger and a thinner spline. Just going to build that one and the other one, so you can see the two different versions in action. So that one has the thinner one, that one has the bigger tube kind of thing in here, depending on what you want to build. And then we don't really have that many different track elements, but you can see we've got the push tires, we've got the lift hill, we do have normal push tires, we've got push tires up, push tires straight, we've got a block section as always, we've got different type of inversions, pre-made, non-inverted stuff. We can have a separated station for entry and exit, so nothing in particular crazy over here, no specific track piece. So that one is, you know, very simple indeed. And if we go to the other coaster, and again, edit that one too, you can see that one just has like the standard track and some standard elements, as it being like a typical kind of kids ride. But I wanted to show you how the supports are generated. So let me just do that and just build that out. So you can see, really cool, really nice way of support generation. And if you go through here, oops, there you have it. It just kind of auto-generates around them. Looking really cool. I am a big fan of the way how these supports are generated. Haven't seen that before in this particular way. And I think it's pretty well done by Frontier, specifically because of these supports always being a bit of an issue. They have some very cool footers as well, very different to the ones we usually have. So these are the ones that we usually have. So I am fully aware of the fact that this is getting better and better each and every time that Frontier does it. So also making this more of a, as I said, temporary kind of ride appeal from these kind of only you know, concrete blocks, having them below is very typical for these type of more fun fair rides, temporarily built. So that is very, 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 very cool. There is also, oh gosh, there's so much to show you guys. There is also, if we go to scenery and then we go to blueprints and then we say festive, I think there should be some. Yes, the festive set is back, and now we have a lot of different wonderful blueprints returning from the original Planet Coaster just in the game with some brand new elements, some brand new assets. As you can tell, what's that festive shop shell? Oh, that gives you now an indication what is a shop shell. That's interesting. So this is the festive set, and you can also have the TOYBOX set as well in here, because it also comes in with a lot of fantastic blueprints for you guys to use. Frontier has learned their bit and made it more approachable for people to just use the things from the set, if you will. So it is super, super damn cool to just, you know, make these things, make them look good, and, you know, in particular, it's super, super nice, and you can just showcase all the different kind of things if you want, easily by plopping these things down and having the blueprints you like, or you build it yourself if you're good at building and you want build. You can just use these kind of things as well, the pieces individually, as I said. So that is really cool. That is definitely something you guys want to check out. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff returning to the game, and a lot of blueprints, a lot of additions to the game, a lot of changes we went through. And I think I even forgot some stuff, because Frontier also has some real changes in some of the UI stuff. Also, I didn't check, but maybe we should, if there is a change also to the management of staff. So maybe there is. I have not checked, so maybe there is. So let's say staff schedule. Is there any way to have people in a bit of a different? Doesn't seem like as if it's easier. Let's see if we can find a staff member. You know, we can just drop someone down. So let's hire one person. So that is that, and we're gonna say you. Can I put you from here into a schedule, and then just schedule you in? Oh god, that is a lot more harder to adjust, as always. Okay, so they didn't fix that, which is a bit of an issue, but hopefully in the future they will. You know, other than that, this is all the same, kind of as always. And the management changes, they've talked aloud. They will have a better way of telling you what kind of stuff they have. Oh, I also forgot that in the... I think we do have a souvenir shop over here. Let's go into the souvenir shop and then whatever. Let's take one of these things, modular stuff. Key rings, and you can now see that... Wait, hold on. Mascot props? No, these were the... yeah, there you have it. So we can have 2 new mascot props. So the Crystal Collective from the Sorcery Pack, which has been reintroduced, and the Max Storm Cloud figure, which is pretty cool. So we've got all these kind of things that you can display in here if you want to. This is new. I'm not sure if there is a new shirt available too. No, there's not. Maybe a new mug. Let's see if there's a new mug as well. Viking Resort Planet Theme Methodology. Nope. Is there something new about the cards? No. I think this is the only piece they added. I really hope that in the future they will add some more of these things, because that would definitely benefit the game quite a lot, to be honest. It doesn't seem like, but the good thing is that at least these things are... Oops. Okay, color. Is the same. Okay, no, it's not in here. It's a bit of a shame. I just want to show. Now, also very important is, oh my god, you guys, this is such a massive video. I'm sorry, but I could have made this better, but again, I was so freaking... Hold on, why is there not... Speaker, there you go. There's a speaker, and we're gonna put this one down, and we're gonna look for, and then change the track, and this should be... where we have, let's go for TOYBOX, and then this is the Max Stormcloud visits Storm City. Let's have a look. Confirm, and then crank the volume up to 100%. Oh, hold on. I think we're gonna use that one, and we go all the way to a corner of the park where there is nothing else playing, so we have it a bit nicer. Let's do it that way. There we have it. And there you have it. And all these lines in there as well are delivered by us. So they have added them quite a lot. But if you're able to tell that there is me, I'm in there too. If you have got one that is an ambience, and again, it is the what's it? I just set to real quick. TOYBOX. It is the Mac Stormcloud Visits Toy City, which is so cool. I'm just favorite that one. So that's cool. You've got them in here. And it kind of ambiences, and then there are some different lines, and some of them are delivered by me, some of the ladies, some of Sylv, some of all the others that have been with us. So that has been so cool. Nerd Chacho also has a line in there. Yeah, it's been super fun. It's been so fun to do that. Yeah, now, I do hope that I did cover everything. Again, as I said, it's not a massive update only, it's also a very good DLC. I'll do a bit of a DLC review soon. I didn't want to crank that also into this video. I'm a little bit split on the usability of the pieces, as I've said previously, but I am a big fan of the rides. I can already assure that one. I'm a huge fan of all these rides in the game. Big fan of being able to have a water ride only. That is super cool indeed. All the changes to the game, I will have to judge in a bit of a different way because I've not really turned on management for too long in here. But for the moment, it looks all good. We don't have too many messages. It looks really interesting indeed, as that like we've got all these changes to the management sim in this game, and you guys will potentially tell me. There's something broken down, by the way. So yeah, I think the last thing we've not really shown yet, and I think we're just gonna put that real quick in here. Just like, oh my god, that's not a... Is that the tiny pool? I think there's that tiny pool. Let's put it here real quick and then turn it winter again so you can see. Hopefully, we can see people jumping into the pool in a bit. Normally, they should do. So we got sun now. Maybe they do change and jump into the pool. I'm assuming they will. I will just quickly double check if they do while we then turn it snow, so you can see that they will be able to leave the pool then eventually. We just need to have some people in the pool. Do we need some pool passes for before that one? So they do actually go into the pool. Some kind of person over here. Let's have a little looky look. Okay, so there are some persons going towards the pool. Maybe they have to change first. Yes, they do. So hopefully they will visit this area afterwards as well. So now they're having all a good time in this region. And technically, if I do put it into a snowy area now, Snope, there we go. People should then be starting to leave this area indeed. And the pool should then show us that it's going to be freezing. Pool temperature, as you can see, goes down 8 degrees. Go all the way down in a bit, 7 degrees. It's kind of cool that it takes a while, you know, they need to have the time to go out. I'm also wondering if they will leave the queue in a bit over here. This one does not freeze, which makes sense because, you know, that is... Never mind, my hard drive was already running full again. Oh my god. But yeah, as you can see by now, the pool is actually closed. No one has a, well, other than our pool guard, has a real idea to go in here. It looks also pretty nicely frozen, by the way, the effect. Oh my god. Ooh, there's also... The water below is still in? Oh, that is so cool. That is so kind of cool, to be honest. I wonder also why there's no... I mean, it would be really cool that after a while the snow covers. But again, it looks so odd that there's like no snow around. But you do have this snow effect here on the railing and so on. But anyways, if you go to the pools and pool extras, and you're going to put like a heater in here, you can see. Click on the pool, and you'll see that the temperature eventually will go up again, and the pool unfreezes, which is kind of cool. So you have that pool at a certain degree now. Can you also set the temperature? Ah, dang it. Okay, I wonder if we can make that boiling hot if we want to. I wonder if that changes anything. Like, we're gonna make that thing super boiling hot then. Let's have a look. It's 26 degree. Does it go any higher? 27 degree. It would be fun if that does do some mist effect then, because it's like really, really warm water then. 28 degrees. Does it go 29 degrees? Ah, that's interesting. Does it go to 30 degrees? That would be fun. So, Frontier, if we are looking, oh my god, 30 degrees, look at that. This is like going to be a bathtub. It would be really fun if this would cause the whole pool to just have like a bit of a... I mean, you could fake that, obviously, scenery, and then go and say mist should be... Wait, is that like a mist effect? There you have it. So, mist effect huge. I'm going to put this below the pool, I guess, is the best idea. I think that should then Oh my god, that is way too big. So let's say this one, is that creating a better mist effect? Or maybe the medium one? Was that the mist large and huge? Okay, so just gonna go and have that here and another one here. That should create like this kind of mist effect. Yeah, that is so cool. It's like we've got that hot pool. Would be cool if the game does it by itself, you know. That would be fun. So yeah, God, what am I going to say? I'm like, there's so much more we could talk about, but for the moment, I think that shall be enough to showcase this absurdly great update 8 and the absurdly, well, not absurdly maybe, but super great TOYBOX pack in my opinion. I mean, you can say about this whatever you want. I am in particular very happy with it because it brings some really cool stuff to the table. The pieces are a lot better than I assumed they were. So, yeah, man, such a freaking amazing moment to be a Planko 2 player, I have to say. This is feeling like one of the most meaningful changes to the game ever made, and I'm looking forward to playing this game much more, and hopefully so, it'll bring back a lot of people to the game. It'll bring a lot of people back into the franchise and going to enjoy that. Yeah, again, I may have missed out some stuff, but for the moment, I'm going to pause it, call it a day for here, because I may have some more content, I may not, I don't know, but you'll see about that very soon on the channel. Keep your eyes on the channel. If you haven't followed yet, make sure to do so. I talk to you in the next one. Have a good one, and let me know your opinion about everything we just seen in this video. Until then, have a good one. Bye!